Peace, fam. What good? It's your man, Ocean and Gold, man. Back at you. I very much appreciate your time for being here, man. It's another freedom fighting session, man. Another, smoke and read type sessions. You feel me? Trying to expose some lies or expose some truth, whatever. We're gonna get into this article, but you know, this article is about Bloomberg, and they started out with the lies even in the first headline. And I ain't even read one line of this article. I decided to just, you know, dissect this article on camera with my people so we can just see the way that they try to manipulate us. All right. Now, the title of this story: Mike Bloomberg getting black support despite stop and frisk controversy. Now, I don't know not one black person that done said out their mouth or they fucking brain that they support Mike Bloomberg as a presidential nominee. So that's why I'm like, the lies already started. But we're gonna get into this article and dissect it the way that we do here on Tell the Truth program. All right, it says, in 2013, the last year of New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg's tenure, Rep. Gregory Meeks, a Democrat who represents parts of Queens and New York City, called the Bloomberg administration's stop and frisk policy illegal and attacks on our communities. So, of course, it was a fucking illegal shit, but it was meant to be. That's what it was meant to be, attack on the black community. But in 2020, Meeks endorsed Bloomberg for president a day after a video of Bloomberg's past remarks defending the practice, which had disproportionately affected racial minorities, ricocheted around the internet. So I put that video up, but I took it down because the sound quality was so bad on the tape that came out from Bloomberg. But Bloomberg basically said, and I'm gonna see before I read. Let me just read a little bit further. Well, I'm gonna tell you what it said, because I don't think it says it right here. But Bloomberg on that tape, Bloomberg came out to say that you could copy and paste the profiles of criminals because 95% of them were black people. He said black and brown, but I don't do that black and brown shit. Cause black and brown, in a negative term, it really means black. That's who the fuck they talking about. And it disproportionately affected black people. It probably did disproportionately affect brown people too, but look at me. You feel me? In a brief interview with US Today, Meeks said he accepted Bloomberg's apology for what the congressman had called bad policy that was just trying to save lives. Fuck that. I want to say bad policy that was trying to lock niggas up. Trying to lock niggas up, bro. He said, I know you're just trying to... He says, I know you're just trying to save lives, but it was in a bad way, right? And ultimately, he realized and he apologized for it, he said. Well, he need to go around and apologize to all of those people that were disproportionately affected. And he, with his billion dollar ass, he need to make retributions to those people and those families that was disproportionately affected before he can even consider himself to be a candidate for any fucking thing. He need to be considered a candidate for jail his damn self for putting out a bogus ass policy like that and some constitutionally illegal ass shit. So, but this is the nigga that you tell me could possibly be the next president, and black folks not forgave him? No, black folks is not fucking with Bloomberg. The Bloomberg campaign is waging an effort to engage black voters despite past controversies about race and criminal injustice that critics have slammed a racist and disqualifying for higher office. Meek's endorsement and that of several other black lawmakers who have been paid off. You can Google this right now. The nigga Bloomberg was going around handing out money at some of his fucking meetings. Well, not him, but the people who work for him at rallies and shit. So if these motherfuckers got enough money to hand out at the rally, just imagine the niggas who's speaking on his behalf, how much he done paid them. Just think about it. But it says other several black lawmakers suggest Bloomberg can change minds, something he'll need if he wants to win the Democratic nomination. And like we also know on this channel, no matter which motherfucker win the Democratic nomination, neither one of them ain't gonna win because they not gonna have 100% of the black vote. And no Democrat is gonna get in office without 100% of the black vote. We know that already. So this article is just for this is another propaganda piece. And we here to fight the propaganda right now. And it's interesting to me to try to see how that they gonna try to spin this shit and make you read exactly what they want you to read. But we get all in between the lines and we read the information that they leaving out. We know how to touch on that information around here. So that's what we doing. It says, other than former Vice President Joe Biden, most of the other Democratic presidential candidates have struggled to garner support from black voters, a crucial voter base for the party. It's the most crucial voter base for the party, but like I just previously stated, Jack, Democrats ain't getting in office without no black vote, without 100% of the black vote. And it's many we know already done decided to sit out this presidential election term with like 7 more months to go or 8 more months to go before it's time to fucking go out and vote. This is a drum that's gonna be beat from now to then. We don't trust you motherfuckers. We don't trust you. I don't, and plenty of other people who look like me, feel like me, act like me, think like me, influenced by some of the same influences, they don't trust you either. So it's an impossible feat at this point right now, and we gonna make sure that it's impossible. Are we Republicans? No, we don't give a fuck about no Republican neither. But it's points that got to be proved that in order to get this country on the correct path that it should be on, it's gonna take full involvement of the black community, and in order for us to get involved, it's gonna be incentive based. Now, if a Republican come and fulfill them incentives, then we gonna go with the fucking Republican. But right now, at this point, it's nobody even, they not even willing to really mention black people in a respectable manner. So we don't respect shit that they saying. And this is, like I said, this article is already, full of propaganda before we even get into it. I guess I knew that already from the title and from it being a USA Today article, but still we got to do this. This is something that we got to do. It says Biden has the endorsement of 18 members of the influential Congressional Black Caucus, or as Black True call them, the Congressional Black Talkers, because let's see what it said, a coalition of African American members of the House and Senate that do not represent black people whatsoever the fuck ever. These are hired hands, basically indentured servants. All right, indentured servants to the motherfucking Democratic Party, and they don't represent us, man. They don't represent what come from the dirt. They don't represent grassroots movements, and that's the beautiful thing about the internet, and that's the beautiful thing about the black media. See, we got different options now to get we got different options to be our source of news now, so we don't have to depend on ABC, Fox News. We got people in the social media that look like us and speak like us and speak, you know what I'm saying, truth to power when it concerns us. So those are our news outlets now. Those are the popular opinions in Black America now. So you're gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna be hard pressed to get another Democratic nominee in without that nominee first being vetted by the Black community. And if the Black community don't say it's all right, then it's all wrong. Huh? If the Black community don't say it's all right, then it's all wrong. And Bloomberg is definitely all right. I mean, definitely not all right. So that make him all the fuck wrong. He's a motherfucking. He locked niggas up for a career move, man. We not fucking with that. Let's say what else is this bullshit ass article. A coalition of it said, but he faltered. Oh, he talking about Biden. But he faltered after disappointing finishes in Iowa and New Hampshire, and polling has shown declining levels of support among Black voters, leaving an opening for another challenger in the so-called moderate lane of the Democratic primary. See, I read an article on that right before the Iowa, what you call it? The Iowa caucus, I think that's what they call it. Oh yeah. So I did an article on that showing that how they wasn't even reaching out to the Black community. And that article right there, they only mentioned Black women, but in this article they understanding. See, the people who wrote this article, they understanding that by you just saying Black women, you are ruling out Black men, and that's automatically offensive to us as a whole. And it's but it was definitely intentional the way that they did that. But they learned from the Iowa caucus after that damn, we really gotta figure out a way to garner this Black vote, and the old methods ain't doing it. So that's why they keep coming up with new niggas. That's why this nigga Bloomberg even got a chance. Plus, you a billionaire, you can buy your way into a lot of places, but you can't buy your way into the heart of Black America no more. That's what you can't buy your way to. I don't give a damn how much billionaire you got. You done showed you gain your billions from not locking niggas up and disrespecting us. So that's the way we dealing with you. We dealing with you the way you dealt with us in the past. So Bloomberg don't got a chance, bro. I hope if you Black that you understand that any one of the Democratic Party that you endorsing is a waste of fucking time. But anyway, back to the article. It said, let me see, what did I skip that day? Oh no, them just some more articles. But it says that presents an opportunity for Bloomberg, who 4 CBC endorsements are more than any other Democratic candidate in the race aside from Biden. Plus, in 538 average of a national presidential poll, Bloomberg sits in third place behind Sanders and Biden, even though Americans won't be able to cast votes for Bloomberg until Super Tuesday on March the 3rd. So they like these it's like I told you earlier, it's just another propaganda piece to tell you what the fuck you think and tell me what I think. But no, we free thinkers over here. We got a right to break the article down and tell the truth about it to whoever we influencing or talking to at the time. And this is the angles that this article is coming at us from is totally disrespectful if you consider yourself to be any type of intellectual motherfucker, alright? I could just tell this line is some bullshit right here. It said Bloomberg African American supporters will put to the test Tuesday when resurfaced video showed Bloomberg giving a candid defense of stop and frisk. Yeah, that was a bullshit. It said, they got the quote, I guess. It said, we put all the cops in minority neighborhoods, Bloomberg said in the video. Why do we do it? Because that's where all the crime is. So How can you, ain't no way for him to walk that down, cause that's such a fucking blatant ass lie, bro. All the crime definitely do not happen in the black neighborhood. The black neighborhood is full of crime. Yeah. What's up, man? I got something I'm supposed to be doing at 4:30 every day. That's why that alarm came on, okay? But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the black neighborhood is definitely got some crime going on in it, but they ain't 95% of no crime take place in no black neighborhood, because 9 times out of the 10, the shit that's happening in the neighborhood is some petty ass shit, petty crime ass shit. What about these motherfucking white collar crime? What about all these goddamn hundreds and powerful ass white men who rapists? That shit ain't happening in the black neighborhood. That shit happening in the hills. So how in the fuck? See, but when you marginalize black people like this and the minorities like this, they give you cover. They give you cover to do all of that shit in the hill, cause all of the resources that's meant for solving crimes and locking people up is delegated to the hood. Instead of getting these motherfucking real ass rapists and mass shooters and murderers off the fucking street. You got all your resources delegated to the hood. What niggas is barely making it and barely surviving. But you know, that's America. That's the America that we live in. So it ain't no surprise here. We just pointing all this stuff out. It says, as the video circulated online, it amplified by later deleted tweet from President Donald Trump, who called Bloomberg a racist. Wow. Now that's a whole nother situation right there. Trump calling anybody a racist. But this video is not about Trump, so I'm not even gonna go down that road right now. It's such low hanging fruit. I tried to avoid that. The gas didn't want me to avoid it though. Good old H2O, man. Get that in your life, bro. If you're slipping on your water game, you know you slipping on life. But it said that Trump defended the practice as a candidate in 2016. Of course he did. Trump, Trump one of the biggest racists in the country, but not him and Bloomberg. They like on the all-star team for racists. All right, Biden, he on the all-star team for racists. Who else? Let me see. Could I think of another one right quick? All of them motherfuckers. I ain't no politician. They all-star racists though. The Bloomberg campaign released a statement following a pre-scheduled meeting with over a dozen African-American faith leaders defending the former mayor. So we already know. You already know when you talking about a motherfucking faith leader, you talking about pastors and preachers. These is also motherfuckers that I don't trust, definitely. Not saying that ain't no such thing as a good preacher, but we know when you talk about mixing the black preacher and the black church with this political shit, it's always some pocket greasing going on. The pocket greasers always grease the pockets of the black pastor when it's a political time. The black pastor pockets can always count on that to be a greasy time when it's a political time. All right, that's the way that they reach out to the black community and communicate with the most of the black community, because they know that the black community is in love with the pastor at the church and Jesus shit. And I'm no disrespect. I believe in the big guy. I believe in Jesus. I just believe in that when it comes to Jesus, I believe that the story is true. It's just the time frame is like 6,000 years later than it really happened. And that's a whole nother type of history that you got to do. And you can get into some Dr. John Henry Clark and it's other historians that, and you can, that's where I learned a lot of the history. Anyway, I'm going to get back into this. But you can do that history on that. A lot of the stories in the Bible might be true story, but they just what's going on with them is they stolen and told they stolen and put they got their European twist put on it. So you know that's not to say that I don't believe in the basic principles of Christianity or any religion that's, you know, promoting positivity, but when it, like I said, that word religion, when you put that word religion on top of the principles, that's when I gotta kind of back away from it. Okay, and I also I feel like if the God that you serving helping you to be a better person, then serve that God. I don't want to take your God away from you, because I ain't gonna let nobody take my God away from me. But I didn't want to go down that route on the video, but we went there. While Donald Trump was calling Mike Bloomberg a racist, Mike was continuing his conversation with African American clergy from around the country. See, they trying to hero this nigga Mike Bloomberg, but ain't no way we going for that. The faith leader said, citing Bloomberg's regret, this motherfucker don't regret. Only regret is that he getting backlash from it when right now that the world has made such a big step, and thank you to the black media for that. That the world has made such a big step in condemning racism, which we still got a hell of a long way to go. But that was a big fucking step. Cause now the black media got the power to crush Democratic candidates. And I've been telling, I hope some of these people, cause I used to go back and forth with these people on like social media, like, bro, this shit is really happening. And you know, they be telling me, oh, you don't know about politics. This is the way politics work. And I'm telling him, bro, it's a new day. The black media are crushing Democratic candidates, bro. They crushing them, bro. The black media is crushing these candidates. Not Donald Trump, not the Republican Party, not motherfucking USA Today or any common news outlet. They not crushing these party, bro. These candidates, bro. The black media is the one that crushing these candidates. Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, all them already. See, they got rid of the small fry first. Then but like I said, they still, and the black media also been right about it always was gonna come down to Sanders and Biden. Bloomberg ain't got nothing to do with this shit, bro. It always was gonna come down to Sanders and Biden, and the black media told you that shit like a year ago when they was talking about a motherfucking Kamala Harris and all these other people were popping up. Elizabeth Warren, who this nigga? They got this nigga Buttigieg. Man, they not finna go vote for no motherfucking Buttigieg. And even when I say that, it sound crazy because it don't matter who the fuck out the Democratic Party that they go vote for, because we not going to vote for them. Do you understand that? If we don't go vote for them, it mean that nobody voted for them. I repeat, if the black vote does not show up for the Democratic Party, that means nobody showed up for the Democratic Party. And we not showing. We not showing up in 100%. So that put a nail in the tire and a blowout on the Caprice. You feel me? Anyway, where was I at, man? Oh, we were talking about these faith leaders ass niggas. It said, the faith leader said same Bloomberg regret over policies like stop and frisk, a program where New York's police officers routinely stop and search mostly black and Hispanic men for weapons. Mostly black. Cause it was one polling number, one number, not no polling number, but one number said it was 56% black men that got stopped. So that's black men, 56%, and everybody else, 44%. Black men, 56%. Everybody else, 44%. So that means you gotta break that 44% down by every other ethnicity, white, Mexican, where you keep throwing up black and brown together. You can't do that like that. Cause that's so motherfucking misleading. It's so misleading to throw black and brown, the group black and brown together in this article for the simple fact that they did it to black men 56% of the time. So it's misleading. Anyway, on Thursday, Bloomberg rolled out a 26-state and buy-in network, cable and local markets about his support for black-owned businesses as mayor of New York. And later that day, he unveiled Mike for Black America. Man, get the fuck out of here, bruh. I'm sorry. Mike for Black America in Houston, Texas, alongside a group of a dozen black mayors, including the city's mayor, Sylvester Turner. And you know the black media, they already schooled you about who Sylvester Turner is. And it's crazy because you talking about Mike for Black America. Well, I want to see you say that shit in front of the world. It still ain't gonna move me at all on the stance that I got on you, Mike Bloomberg. But I want to see you go out on the campaign trail and let that be part of your motherfucking everyday rhetoric, nigga. Mike for Black America, nigga. Even though you ain't putting together no motherfucking reparation plan, you ain't. See, it's so crucial, bro. The black media is so crucial, bro. They so effective. They so effective that the motherfuckers scared to even mention who they are, cause they know if they mention the black media, you're gonna wake up a whole nother ton of motherfuckers. If you even just happen to say the word black media, if that word come to the national forefront from one of these, you know what I'm saying, national news carriers, if they even just mention the way that black media is pushing and driving this shit, that means you gonna introduce, that's like waking up a beast, cause you're gonna introduce the people that, you know what I mean, looking for you to your motherfucking bullshit news coverage. They gonna say, who is this black media that's out here telling the truth about shit? We gonna have to look into that. And so that's your ratings and your clicks going down. Now your national news coverage is been equivalated to bullshit. So that's why they don't mention the black media. That's why. And I kind of consider myself, I don't necessarily consider myself black media. I consider myself a black first individual who get my information from the black media. But I'm more of a commentator looking at this shit like, these motherfuckers know they be lying. Damn, the black media told me that shit right there. And damn, I seen that shit. So, you know, anyway, let's get a little deeper because I'm going kind of long already. And if you made it this far in the video, I very much appreciate it. Let me see how much more we got of this article. We got a good little bit of this article left, so I don't know if we gonna make it. But matter of fact, I'm gonna make it. I don't know if you're gonna make it. In his speech announcing the initiative to rally black voters, Bloomberg apologized again for stopping frisk and pledged to right the wrongs of institutional racism, telling the crowd, I know I can't change history, but what I can do is learn from my mistakes and use those lessons to do right by black and brown. There you go with that shit. You gonna lose me every time with that black and brown shit. Every fucking time. Cause I don't see, when it's a black issue, I don't see no brown man showing up for no motherfucking black issue. I don't see that shit. Okay, I love everybody. I do. I love a lot of motherfuckers, but when it comes to these issues that affect me and my community, I don't see no motherfucking brown man. I don't see no yellow man. I don't see none of the motherfuckers showing up when it's an issue that affect my community. So we gotta stop this shit. Where was I at? Black and brown communities. So you ain't talking to me. You talk directly to me. Talk to my community. But it don't even matter at this point. But I'm just pointing out to you that shit don't mean shit to us. That black and brown community shit, that shit don't mean shit to us, bro. Despite the controversy over the past comments, Khalila Brown Dean, associate professor of political science at Quinnipiac University, told USA Today Bloomberg's efforts show outreach to black communities, something she thought was important. Well, sorry for you, lady, but you on the wrong side of this shit, and you might not know, or you might not give a fuck, cause your pocket is probably being greased by some. Matter of fact, you're a professor at Quinnipiac University, so we know your pocket being greased by the dominant society, and you know but it's time out for that type of shit, bro. That shit ain't that. Just because you got somebody that's supposedly be black, and she definitely black, Khalila Brown. I don't know no white girl named Khalila Brown. Khalila Brown, then she definitely black, and I'm not gonna be disrespectful to the sister, but I am gonna be dismissive to her. I'm not gonna disrespect the sister, but I'm gonna dismiss her motherfucking input because she didn't ask the black media. This is how the real black people feel. We sick and tired of just being second rate everything, and even to the point where we get our opinion from another motherfucker. Now we starting to get our opinion from motherfuckers who look, feel, and think like us. So I'm sorry, Miss Brown. I'm sure you're a beautiful lady, but it's gonna be time for you to, if either you gonna stand over there with on the wrong side of this shit, or you gonna stand over here. And right now you're on the wrong side, and we don't agree with you. When you have candidates that ignore the reality of race, who fail to engage black voters, or fail to diversify their campaign style, to have a candidate that is trying to bridge the gap, has made some people take notice, she said. Some people that's being paid to take notice. Brown Dean noted that Bloomberg had been successful in obtaining the endorsements of current and former black mayors. Well, we already know if they already in office right now. 9 times out of 10, bro, they've been compromised 30 years ago or 40 years ago. So without me even doing an investigation to who all of these black mayors are, that's something that, I attribute that. And I know that to be a fact that if this motherfucker is the mayor now, he probably been compromised. Back in in 92 he probably got compromised, or 89. Brown Dean noted that Bloomberg had been successful in obtaining I just read that. Including the standout names like former New Haven, Connecticut Mayor Toni Hart, who had been the city's first black female and president of the African American Mayors Association. Well, we also know that being the first black, that ain't necessarily no great thing no more, cause that's another telltale sign that you've been compromised. Most of the I hate to be a nigga that shit on everything that you thought was the truth. So I hope you don't believe all the shit what motherfucker tell you. But 9 times out of 10, if you got motherfuckers that was the first black something political, that motherfucker been compromised, Jack. Do you hear me? It ain't no way around it, cause the people who the dominant society promote that look like me, if they do look like me, then you better believe they've been through a thorough vetting process, Jack. And they not gonna let nobody get through all of those ringers that's gonna, do shit to fight white supremacy. I'm back. For some voters, she said, the mayoral endorsements might mean they would be willing to give him, Bloomberg, a second look. But for others, it may be a total turnoff if they left a city worse off. Of course, Bloomberg left a city worse off. He left all the niggas locked the fuck up. or at least been tampered with over his tenure. This shit happened to niggas on multiple occasions, bruh. You ain't, come on, man. This shit was awful, bruh. So for them, it ain't no apology for that stop and frisk shit. It's you left the city fucked up. You did fucked up shit. That's what that is. Excuse me. Not all Democrats are convinced by Bloomberg's apology, though in some Democratic presidential candidates and their allies have ramped up their attacks on Bloomberg as he has climbed in the polls. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Democratic from New York, who endorsed and campaigned for Sanders, told reporters Bloomberg's apology on stopping frisk was insufficient, calling it uniquely a largely Bloomberg administration policy. Well, I can agree with whoever the fuck that it was insufficient, but that don't mean Sanders gonna win it either. That was my family, and that was my community, and that was my neighborhood, and we know that this was a policy that decimated a lot of families, she said. Well, that's very much true, lady. I thank you for speaking that part of truth on that day when you were talking. According to New York Civil Liberties Union, in 2013, Bloomberg's last year in office, 56% of the police stops and interrogations was of black people, and 29% were Latinos, and 11% were white people. So there go those numbers that I mentioned previously right there. So if 50, like I told you earlier, 56% was us, so stop grouping us together. It's a big fucking difference between 56% and 29%. And we ain't even gonna mention those little 11% of white people. People lost their fathers, people lost their brothers, Cortez continued, noting arrest records can't be expunged with a tweet. I promise you they can't. So Cortez, you talking some decent shit right now, but I don't know exactly who you are, so I don't trust you. She acknowledged though, I think that no matter what, we're going to have to unify. See, right when I'm glad I just said I don't trust you. She acknowledged though, I think no matter what, we're going to have to unify onto the nominee. There will always be concerns, no matter about party unity, no matter who it is. So you basically telling me right now that no matter what, I gotta trust one of these motherfuckers because it's for the good of the country. When I said to you, I thoroughly believe I ain't trusting none of those motherfuckers because the best thing for this country right now is to recognize the power that's in this black vote, and the way we gonna make you recognize and feel that power is by sending this motherfucker out. It's time for a execution of action. It's time for an execution of action. And we gotta do it, man. We gotta sit this vote out, bro. So it don't matter who, Bloomberg, Soonberg, motherfucking Bernie Sanders, Deion Sanders, nigga. Whoever the fuck. Donald Trump. Whoever they got running, the black folk, ain't no need for us to be even participating in this bullshit. Because it has no bearing on our standing in society anyway. Say, ooh, I'm trying to get past that gas. I had to sit that down, Jack. It said, okay. Oh yeah, let's get past that. Cause we just called out her bullshit on that. Representative Ilhan Omar, a Democrat from Minnesota, the only member of the Congressional Black Caucus to have endorsed Sanders so far, told USA Today that Bloomberg's apology was absolutely not sufficient. So Said, I don't think anybody who authorized those kinds of policies should be running for president. I concur. They're trying to get through this shit right quick. Now, let me just get through it. Then I see whatever the fuck else. Representative Stacey Plaskett, a CBC member who endorsed Bloomberg, told USA Today that the policy was inappropriate, but Bloomberg had made demonstrative moves to correct what he did wrong. What the fuck he do to correct it? I ain't heard of